Bonjour et soyez les bienvenus à la deuxième classe de niveau A2. Ici, dans cette classe, comme nous savons déjà, nous allons apprendre, nous allons continuer à apprendre le couture et la comparaison parce que ce sont les buts de ce niveau que nous sommes actuellement. Here I welcome you to the second class of your A2. And here, like we all know, the main goal of this is to exprimer, savoir exprimer, how to know how to speak in future tense, la comparaison, and the likes. So it is necessary that we also know some verbs, some nouns, and some pronouns that are actually that expresses what we have to learn. Now, like every other pronoun, they are used to in place of a noun. They are used in place of a noun to avoid repetition of the same word in a sentence. Now, for instance, aujourd'hui, nous allons apprendre quelques pronoms, bien que nous les avons appris dans la dernière classe, mais il faut la répétition. We need to stress it this time to know the proper usage of this pronoun. Now, we have pronoun on and pronoun y. Pronoun on and pronoun y, like every other pronoun, like I said earlier, they've replaced a noun. Pronoun on, remplace and non. Now let's look at this dialogue. Now look at this dialogue. We have Claude, we have Zoé. Now Claude said, alors, tu fais du jogging? And Zoé said, ah non, je n'en fais pas, je préfère la randonnée. Claude went ahead to say, ok, super, il y a demain une randonnée dans les Alpes. Tu y vas? Zoé said, ah non, je serai très fatigué. Je serai très fatigué. Then Claude said, donc, tu dois penser à acheter des chaussures de marche. And Zoe said, c'est vrai, j'y pense. And if you look at this very well, we have we have y in this sentence. Now, the usage of these pronouns, like the pronoun on, replaces a noun. Also, le pronom on se place avant le verbe au présent. This means that the pronoun en is placed before the verb in the present tense. For instance, tu fais du jogging? Oui. J'en fais. Or, non, je n'en fais pas. If you look at this very well, this sentence is in present tense. Tu fais du jogging? Do you do jogging? And the response is oui, j'en fais. J'en fais. The pronoun en has to come before the verb. Before the verb. And it's all if it's also in negation, it comes before the verb. And also the verb stays in between negation. The verb stays in between negation. Now, not only that, if you're using pronoun on, the proper usage of pronoun on states that le pronoun on is used when a partitive article is placed before the noun. Now, how do we use it? When we have a noun that is preceded, non précédé par des articles when a noun precedes the partitive articles we have in French, a partitive article precedes a noun in French. That is when we use the on to replace that noun. For instance, I'm saying je mange du riz. Je mange du riz. One of the partitive articles. And the proper way to avoid repetition of du riz the second time is by replacing it with the pronoun on. Now, where will the pronoun on be placed? The pronoun on is now placed before the verb, that is after the subject. So I can say, oui, je mange, mean I eat it. I eat it. Je mange, I eat it. Not only that. For instance, look at the examples we have here. Tony mange du pain. We have, oui, il en mange. Yes, he eats it. And secondly, we have, il y a des étudiants dans la classe. Il y a des étudiants dans la classe. And the response says, non, il n'y en a pas. Now, regardless of the plural partitive article which is there, even if the article is plural, as in des étudiants, can actually be used to replace either a plural or a singular partitive article. Are there some students in the class? No, there is none. Non, il n'y en a pas. Le pronom en. Now, not only that, généralement, it can be used to replace nouns that are preceded with de, like we said earlier, as in this. Tu as besoin d'une tasse? I say, oui, j'en ai besoin. Tu as besoin d'une tasse? Oui, j'en ai besoin. Do you need a cup? I said, yes, I need it. On, replacing the cup here, because the cup was actually preceded by de. Now, lastly, pronom complément procédé d'un mot de quantité. There are some words that we call mots de quantité in French. Those are the words like un, une, one, two, three, beaucoup, trop, and so on and so forth. Now, the question here says, il a deux amis en France. Il a deux amis en France. Does he have two friends in France? Because the number of the friends has been stated, it is necessary that we respond stating the number applicable to that particular question. Now, for instance, here we have non, il en a quatre. No, he has four of them. Il a deux amis en France. No, he has four of them. For instance, if I'm saying vous avez combien de voitures? Because I have used a mode of quantity here, it is necessary for me to state the number of cars I have. I can say j'en ai trois, or j'en ai deux, j'en ai une, accordingly, as applicable to what I'm trying to express. Now let's go back to the dialogue. Look at the second dialogue here. Claude, he said, ok, super, il y aura demain une randonnée dans les Alpes. Tu y vas? Tu y vas? And this takes us to the usage of Y. This takes us to how we use Y in a sentence. Just like on, Y is also a pronoun. But what kind of pronouns does it replace? Il remplace un lieu. As we all know, it replaces a place. Donc, we can call Y a complément de lieu. complement de lieu. Now, it does not only replaces a place. Now, we are now going to learn how more can we use Y in a sentence. Now, let's go ahead. If you look at this, we have l'emploi du pronom Y. The first thing and in general rule is remplace un lieu. It replaces a place. For instance, les étudiants sont dans la classe. Are the students in the class? You can say oui, ils y sont. Yes, they are there. Or non, ils y sont pas. No, they are not there. Now, this class is a place. Hence, it is necessary that we use Y to replace the noun to avoid repetition of the class. I can say, for instance, again, I can say, je vais au marché. I'm going to the market. To transform this sentence, I can remove the market and I can say, oui, j'y vais. This could be a question. Oh, tu vas au marché? Tu vas au marché? I can say, oui, j'y vais. J'y vais. That is. Pour remplacer un lieu, on utilise le pronom Y pour remplacer un lieu. Now, not only that, remplace une chose ou une idée précédée par préposition à. Remplace une chose ou une idée précédée par préposition à. Now, we can use Y also to replace a thing or an idea. A thing or an idea. For instance, we have here, tu penses à ton examen? Are you thinking about your exam? That is the idea. Are you thinking about your exam? I can say, oui, j'y pense toujours. Yes, I think about it every day. I think about it every day. I can say, tu as réfléchi à mon idée. Have you thought about my idea? Tu as réfléchi à mon idée. I can say, oui, j'y réfléchi. Because yes, I have thought of it. I have thought of it. Now, do not forget, on or Y. Yeah, they are placed before the verb. They are placed before the verb. For instance, j'y pense and j'en fais. They are placed before the verb. Now, if the verbs are in passé composé, to express a past tense, they are no longer placed before the verb directly, but they are rather placed before the auxiliary, that is before the auxiliary verb. For instance, j'y ai réfléchi. Before the auxiliary, and here j'en ai mangé. J'en ai mangé. Yeah, I ate it. Passé composé. Do not forget. And let's move further.